Dear poor people, Amber Rose is voting for Trump and no longer slut walking.
A lot of people were shocked with your, endorsement of Donald Trump. I mean, you're all about women's rights issues. I mean, what was the reason for the big change?
Is Donald Trump not for women's rights issues?
I mean, I guess a lot of people were
He's
asking.
trying to make America great again. That's for women too, right?
That's true. I mean,
okay, so there you go.
I know. Does him getting convicted change the way you view him?
Not at all.
I mean, do you think it'll help his chances getting reelected, or you'll hurt him?
I think it helps him more.
I think it helps him more.
Yeah, absolutely. I think people see the injustice and what happened, and they want to vote for him more than ever.
I know. I wanted to ask you. So it seems like a lot of celebrities are kind of voting for Trump now. I mean, why do you think people are kind of changing their way of
I think we just did our research, and we're just we're not brainwashed anymore by the left. I can say that about myself. All these years I've been brainwashed, and I'm not anymore. Mm-hmm.
So you think people are getting more educated about it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
I think so.
Do you think Donald Trump would approve of the slut walk?
So it seems that Amber Rose has made an announcement that she is voting for or endorsing Donald Trump. That's great. Wonderful for her. Just like every other American, she has the right to look through the candidates and see who she wants to vote for. She has decided to vote for Donald Trump, and I'm happy for her. Good for her for that. And the media is also excited and also exercised on anybody, particularly anybody Black or anybody who is formerly liberal, in their change. Well, I think that this is interesting, and I know the media has been talking a lot about Black people, specifically Black men, but Black people in general, who seem to be voting Republican or becoming more conservative or voting for Donald Trump. And this is true. I've been saying for some time that there is a shift going on in the Black community on this channel. And also shout out to A Righteous Perspective, because I said that on his show as well, that we are seeing a shift in the Black community. And everybody wants to focus on the voting or the choice to vote for Donald Trump. And while that's important, and I can understand that, the media is focused on that because voting is important to them, because voting is the mechanism by which they get power. So they don't really care about anything else but who you're going to vote for. What I think is more important than just what Amber Rose is saying about who she's going to vote for is that there's a shift going on, and a shift in a voting pattern is a signal of a shift in thinking. And that is, to me, more important than just who you're going to be giving power to, but how you're empowering yourself by your thinking. And I think that's what's happening in the Black community, that there is a shift in thinking in the Black community. We've seen it on the internet. Many people have been talking about Black culture and how in Black culture has been so devastating to so many, not all, but to so many Black people. We're looking at that, and people are starting to say, you know what, all of this leftism, all of these things that we were promised, we were supposed to be, women could be sexually promiscuous, all of the old-fashioned rules didn't have to be followed, we don't have to get married, we don't have to have babies, nobody has to do anything they don't want to do, you can make it up as you go along, you don't have to submit to any religious tenets. We're looking back now, many of us who've lived lives under those tenets, and we have found out that they did not deliver what it was promised. We are not happy. We're supposed to be so happy and so empowered and so free, and that has not happened. So people are looking back going, I'm taking a second look at this, and maybe this isn't all it's cracked up to be. Maybe what my grandparents had and what my parents had and what the neighbors across the street had who did things a little bit differently, maybe they were the ones who in fact had it right. And I think that's the shift in thinking that we see right now from Amber Rose, but also we're seeing from other Black people. What Amber Rose is saying is, I'm not just voting differently, I'm going to begin behaving differently because I want different outcomes in my life. And that is a significant shift. And if she's indicative of other Black people doing this, there may be some real changes going on in the Black community, far beyond that they're going to ditch the Democrat Party. Don't worry. They're going to ditch the Democrat Party. That looks like it's happening anyway. But more than that, it looks like the Black community on its own, without anybody's permission or assistance, has decided that they are going to make some changes and some decisions for themselves about themselves. So let's see more what Amber has to say about this.
That's no longer, I haven't did the slut walk since 2018. So I think that I could do something better for women than a slut walk.
Okay.
You know, although I was very passionate about the slut walk,
I loved it.
donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to helping women get counseling for domestic violence and sexual assault and rape, and I'm still that person. I just don't think I need a slut walk for that.
I know. So what are you doing exactly now that you're...
I'm doing a whole bunch of things, so stay tuned.
So you heard that. She is no longer doing the walk. That is amazing. I mean, we have known her for almost nothing else but for that. I mean, she's done some other things, but I mean, this was sort of, she was the queen of the God bless her. She was like, yep, that's me. I'm living it. And she was living it. And I appreciated what she said. Yes, you can donate money. You can provide assistance and compassion and maybe some kind of constructive outlet for sexual assault survivors and that word, 8 survivors and all types of things, but you don't necessarily have to debase yourself to do it. And I want to say, I could be wrong, but I really believe that it was the interview that she did with Jesse Lee Peterson when he was talking to her and he asked her about her brothers and did her brothers want to marry a slut like her, and were they proud of a slut like her? And she said that her family loved her. And if you go back and watch my other video, I said the same thing. I'm sure your brothers love you, and I'm sure your family loves you. No one doubts you. No one doubts that. However, they're not proud of you. And I said, you could tell, take this litmus test. Ask your brothers if they want their daughters to be thought of that way. And the answer for that, unless they're crazy people, the answer for that is no. Nobody wants that. Nobody's proud of that. Yes, you may love somebody who's doing that, but you're not proud of it. You're not like, hey, ain't that great? No, that's not what's happening. So listen, I was very critical of Amber in the last video, and I want to say hip hip hooray to Amber now. You go, girl, and all of the great slogans that they got, Black Girl Magic, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to call it. I just want to salute Amber Rose for putting down the slut walk and picking up something new and boldly staying and stating in the world, standing on her square, 10 toes down and saying there is a better way to empower women than that. So you know what? Hat tip to you, Amber. And I just want it to be said, I am somebody who is very available to critique people when I think they're wrong or going in a destructive direction. And I am also as available to give them their props when they're doing the right thing. So all these props are for you. Amber deserves it, and she deserves our support. And we're going to keep watching what's going on and any developments with Amber Rose. And as things progress, I will come back to you and let you know how she's doing. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. I want to thank you for visiting my channel and watching this video. And I want to ask you to please come back again and make sure you check the notification button so that you'll be notified the next time I drop a video. Can't wait to see you on this channel again. Bye-bye.